Picture a river, relentless and unyielding, carving its way through a mountain of stone. It doesn't rage in a single day. It doesn't shatter the rock with one furious surge. No, it flows day after day, year after year, until the hardest granite yields, revealing a gorge of breathtaking beauty. You stand at the edge of your own life, gazing at the obstacles before you. Do you rush, desperate for the view, or do you flow, trusting the power of your steady current? In this journey of consistency is power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. We begin by facing a silent thief, the seduction of speed. The world tempts you with shortcuts, quick fixes, and fleeting distractions, promising instant triumph. But beware, speed is a mirage that steals your progress. You're here to build something enduring, something real. Let's uncover why the rush betrays you and how the quiet, persistent flow of consistency transforms even the hardest challenges into victories. Feel the current within you. Are you ready to carve your own gorge? Meet Lila, a young artist with a heart full of vision. Her hands tremble with excitement as she sketches her first piece, a portrait of a weathered fisherman, his eyes telling stories of storms survived. She pours hours into it, but when she shares it online, the response is lukewarm. A few likes, a stray comment, nothing more. Doubt creeps in like a shadow. Maybe this isn't my style, she thinks. She scrolls through trending art, bright, abstract works racking up thousands of views. The seduction of speed whispers. Chase what's hot. Get noticed now. So, Lila abandons her fisherman, pivoting to neon splashes and digital gimmicks. Weeks pass, trends shift, and her new work fades into the noise. Exhausted, she drops her brush. Her soul aches. She's farther from her craft than ever. Lila's story is yours. How often have you started something sacred, only to abandon it at the first sign of struggle? The world dangles instant recognition like a lure, but it's a trap. You jump from one idea to the next, chasing applause, but each leap scatters your energy. You don't build, you scatter. Think of the river sculpting a gorge. It doesn't leap to a new path when the stone resists. It flows, persistent, wearing down the impossible over time. Lila could have stayed with her fisherman, refining her strokes, building a style uniquely hers. Instead, she chased speed and lost her depth. The lesson burns bright. Consistency, not haste, shapes mastery. Your craft, your vision, it's a river. Let it flow, even when the current feels slow. The gorge of your greatness awaits. Now picture Marcus, a man determined to transform his body. He's tired of feeling sluggish, of avoiding mirrors. On Monday, he starts a high-intensity workout plan he saw in a viral video. He sweats, grunts, and pushes through pain. By Wednesday, his muscles scream, and the scale hasn't budged. This isn't working, he mutters. The seduction of speed strikes again. He jumps to a new plan: keto diet, endless cardio, a flashy app promising results in 7 days. Each week, a new gimmick. Each week, frustration mounts. His body aches, his mind spins, and progress remains a ghost. Marcus stands at a crossroads, ready to quit, believing he's not built for this. Sound familiar? You've been Marcus, haven't you? You start with fire in your chest, expecting transformation overnight. When the mirror or the scale mocks you, you pivot, chasing the next shiny promise. But here's the truth. Your body, like a river, reshapes itself through unrelenting flow. One workout doesn't carve muscle, just as one drop doesn't form a gorge. Marcus could have stuck to one plan, adjusting slowly, trusting the daily grind. Instead, he scattered his effort, chasing speed over substance. The lesson echoes: consistency is your power. Pick a path, commit, show up when it hurts, when it's boring, when the results hide. Your body, your life, it's stone waiting to be shaped by your steady current. Keep flowing. The transformation is inevitable. Let's step back and reflect. Why does speed seduce you so easily? It's not just impatience, it's a deeper lie woven into the fabric of the world around you. Everywhere you turn, you see stories of overnight success, entrepreneurs striking gold, influencers exploding with fame, athletes shattering records out of nowhere. The message is clear. If you're not winning now, you're failing. But peel back the curtain and you'll see the hidden years of grind, the quiet mornings, the unseen failures. Speed is an illusion, a polished highlight reel that hides the river's slow, persistent work. How many dreams have you buried because they didn't bloom in a day? How many mountains have you abandoned because the summit wasn't reached in one climb? Think of that river again, sculpting a gorge through unyielding stone. Its power isn't in a single wave, but in its endless return. Each drop seems insignificant, yet together, they reshape the impossible. Your life is no different. The seduction of speed tells you to sprint, to leap, to win now or not at all. But sprints exhaust you, leaps land you nowhere. True power lies in the flow, in showing up, day after day, even when the stone of your challenges feels unbreakable. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not a viral video or a trending hashtag. It's the quiet force that turns effort into eternity. You don't need to be fast. You need to be faithful. Let that sink in. The gorge of your legacy isn't built in a burst. It's carved by your unwavering current. Now consider the twin of speed, distraction. It's not enough that you chase quick fixes. The world bombards you with noise to pull you off course. Notifications buzz, trends shift, opinions clash. You start a project, a goal, a dream, and halfway through, something shinier calls. Maybe I should try this instead, you think. Or worse, maybe I'm not good enough. Distraction is speed's silent partner, eroding your focus like a storm diverting a river's path. It scatters your energy, leaving you with half-finished efforts and a heart heavy with regret. When was the last time you stayed the course, undeterred by the chaos around you? Imagine the river once more. It doesn't stop when rain muddies its waters or when winds howl above. It flows, cutting deeper into the stone, unmoved by the chaos of the surface. You must be that river. Distraction will come, doubt, comparison, fleeting temptations. But your power lies in returning to your path. Consistency is your anchor. It's not about avoiding the storm, it's about flowing through it. Every time you're pulled away, come back. Every time you waver, refocus. The gorge of your success isn't shaped by perfection, but by persistence. Ask yourself, what distractions are stealing my current? What noise is drowning my flow? Silence it. Return to your riverbed. Carve your way forward, one steady drop at a time. So how do you resist the seduction of speed and distraction? How do you become the river that transforms stone? It starts with small, deliberate choices. First, anchor yourself with a single focus. Whether it's a skill, a habit, or a dream, choose one path and commit to it for a set time, 30 days, 90 days, a year. Write it down, make it real. When the urge to pivot strikes, pause. Ask yourself, am I fleeing discomfort, or is this truly not my path? Most often, it's the former. Stay, flow. Second, create a rhythm. Consistency thrives on routine, not willpower. Set a daily or weekly space for your work, a time to paint, to train, to build. Protect it fiercely. Turn off notifications. Silence the noise. Treat this space as sacred, a riverbed where your current gains strength. If you miss a day, don't spiral. Return the next. The river doesn't stop because of one dry spell. It resumes its flow. Finally, measure progress by effort, not outcome. Did you show up? Did you give what you had? That's the win. Results lag behind effort. Trust the delay. You're sculpting a gorge, not splashing a puddle. Keep flowing. The stone will yield. One more tool to guard against speed's lure. Build a shield of reflection. Every week, take 10 minutes to look back. Write down what pulled you off course, trends you chased, doubts that crept in, distractions that stole your time. Then write one reason to keep going, one small victory you've earned. Maybe you finished a sketch, ran an extra mile, or simply showed up when you wanted to quit. That's your current strengthening. This act of reflection roots you. It reminds you that progress isn't always visible, but it's always happening beneath the surface. When speed tempts you with instant wins, look at this record. When distraction beckons, hold this shield. You're not starting over each day. You're building on yesterday's flow. And if you falter, don't punish yourself. A river doesn't curse itself for a detour. It finds its way back. So must you. Consistency isn't a race. It's a return. Keep returning. Keep flowing. The gorge of your triumph is being carved, even when you can't see it. Trust the process. Your steady current is more powerful than any fleeting sprint. You've walked through the seduction of speed, seen its traps in Lila's abandoned brush and Marcus's scattered efforts. You felt its pull in your own life, the urge to rush, to pivot, to chase the shiny and the quick. But you've also seen the truth. Quick fixes and distractions derail your progress, scattering your energy like dust in the wind. The power of consistency, the unrelenting flow of a river sculpting a gorge, is your true path. It's not loud or instant, but it's unstoppable. The key lesson burns bright. Lasting victory comes from steady effort, not fleeting sprints. You don't need to be the fastest. You need to be the most faithful. Show up, return, flow. As we move forward in this journey of consistency is power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. Remember that every drop of effort counts. The stone before you, your challenges, your doubts will yield, not to a single blow, but to your persistent current. Let this be your guiding light as we step into deeper waters, exploring how to sustain your flow against even greater storms. For now, hold this truth close. Carve it into your soul. Flow relentlessly. Your gorge of greatness is forming. Picture a blacksmith's forge, the air thick with heat, the clang of hammer on steel echoing like a battle cry. You stand there, sweat dripping, muscles aching, as you strike the blade again and again. Each hit feels like it might break you, yet you know deep in your bones that this is how strength is born. This is the essence of consistency, the raw, unrelenting power of repeated effort. In the grand forge of life, within the theme of consistency is power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. You are both the smith and the steel. Every day you show up, every strike you deliver, tempers your resolve into something unbreakable. Welcome to The Weight of the Strike, where you'll uncover the profound value of embracing the grind. Feel the heat, lift the hammer. You're about to forge your own masterpiece, one relentless blow at a time. Imagine yourself as a writer, hunched over a desk in a dimly lit room, the weight of rejection letters piling up like fallen leaves. Each no stings sharper than the last. A chorus of doubt whispering that your words will never matter. You've sent out dozens of manuscripts, poured your soul into every line, only to be met with silence or polite refusal. The temptation to quit gnaws at you. Why keep writing when the world seems deaf to your voice? But something inside, a quiet ember, refuses to die. You decide to commit. You vow to write every single day, no matter the outcome. At first, it's brutal. Mornings come with a blank page that mocks your efforts. Ideas stumble, clumsy and half-formed. Yet you press on, scribbling through the frustration, through the nights when inspiration feels like a myth. You write 500 words, then 1,000, not for glory, but for the act itself. Weeks turn to months, and something shifts. Your sentences grow tighter, your voice clearer, as if each day of effort has chipped away the rust. One day, after hundreds of silent rejections, a small publisher responds. They see something in your work, a spark forged by countless hours of unseen labor. It's not a grand victory, not yet, but it's proof. Proof that every strike of your pen, every day you refused to quit, was tempering your craft into something resilient, like the blacksmith's blade. Your strength wasn't built in a single moment. It was shaped by the weight of every strike, the heat of every struggle. The lesson burns bright. Consistency transforms pain into power. Keep striking, and your voice will cut through the silence. Now, see yourself as a student, grappling with a subject that feels like a mountain too steep to climb. Calculus, chemistry, or a foreign language, whatever it is. The concepts slip through your grasp like water through open fingers. Your classmates seem to soar while you stumble. Your grades a constant reminder of how far behind you feel. Exams loom like storm clouds, and every failed quiz hammers doubt deeper into your mind. I'm not cut out for this, you mutter, ready to abandon the fight. But then, you pause. You remember that mountains aren't conquered in a single leap. They're scaled step by step. You commit to consistency. Every day, you carve out time to study, even when exhaustion pulls at you. You tackle one problem, then another, breaking down complex ideas into fragments you can wrestle with. Some days, progress is invisible. Others, it's a small victory, a formula clicking into place, a phrase finally understood. Months pass, and the mountain begins to shrink. What once seemed impossible now feels like a challenge you can face. By the end of the term, you're not just passing, you're excelling. The transformation wasn't magic. It was the steady rhythm of your effort. Each hour of study, a strike on the anvil of your mind, forging understanding from confusion. Like the blacksmith shaping steel, your mastery was born from the grind. The takeaway is undeniable. Repeated effort turns obstacles into stepping stones. Stay sharp, keep going, and you will summit any peak. Let's step back into the forge for a moment. Picture the blacksmith. Hammer raised, sweat glistening under the fire's glow. The blade before them is raw, unshaped, full of potential but lacking strength. Each strike is deliberate, each moment under heat a test of endurance. Now, look at your own life. How often have you faced a task so daunting that every fiber of you screamed to stop? How many times have you mistaken the grind for failure, when in truth, it was the very process shaping you? The weight of the strike isn't punishment, it's purpose. Consistency is your hammer, and every day you show up, you temper your will into something fiercer. Think of life as a relentless furnace. The heat of struggle, the pressure of repetition, isn't meant to break you, it's meant to refine you. A blade left untouched remains brittle, just as a dream left unpursued remains a shadow. You must strike, again and again. Even when the sparks fly and the ache sets in, the grind is not your enemy, it's your ally, forging resilience from raw grit. Consider this. What if the very thing you dread, those long hours, those quiet battles, is the crucible where your greatest strength is born? Embrace the weight. Let it shape you. Your power lies not in avoiding the fire, but in standing firm within it, hammer in hand, crafting your own unyielding edge. There's a rhythm to the blacksmith's work, a steady beat of hammer on steel that echoes through the forge. It's not chaotic or rushed, it's measured, persistent, a dance of force and patience. So too is the rhythm of consistency in your life. You don't build greatness in a frenzy of effort, nor do you win by waiting for the perfect moment. You win by finding your cadence, by striking day after day, even when the results hide in the shadows. Why do so many falter here? Why do we crave the flash of instant triumph over the slow burn of progress? Think of a river carving through stone. It doesn't shatter the rock in a single surge. It wears it down, drop by drop, year by year, until a canyon stands as proof of its quiet power. You are that river. Every small action, every choice to keep going, erodes the barriers before you. The grind is your current, steady and unyielding, shaping your path even when you can't see the depth of your impact. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's the sweat on your brow, the ache in your hands, the choice to rise when you'd rather rest, but it's also your greatest weapon. It turns the impossible into the inevitable. So find your rhythm. Let the weight of each strike become your song. Sing it loud and watch as the world bends to your will. When the grind feels heavy, when doubt creeps in like a thief, you need a plan to anchor your consistency. Here's how to wield your hammer every day. First, set a non-negotiable. Choose one action tied to your goal: writing a page, studying a chapter, practicing a skill, and commit to it daily. No excuses. Make it small enough to be achievable, but vital enough to matter. This is your strike, your moment of impact. Second, create a trigger. Pair your action with a habit you already have: after your morning coffee, before bed, during a lunch break, so it slots into your life like a gear in a machine. Third, track your strikes. Use a simple notebook or app to mark each day you show up. Seeing the chain of effort grow will ignite a fire to keep it unbroken. And finally, and when the weight feels unbearable, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, am I one strike away from a breakthrough? Often, the answer is yes, even if you can't see it. These steps aren't complex, but they're powerful. They transform the abstract idea of consistency into a tangible force. So, pick up your hammer today, strike once, then strike again tomorrow. Build the habit, and you'll build your strength. The grind can feel like a burden, an endless slog with no reward in sight. But what if you could shift how you see it? Start by reframing effort as investment. Every hour you pour into your craft, every moment you push through discomfort, is a deposit into your future self. You're not just working, you're building. Write this down somewhere visible. Every strike today sharpens tomorrow. Let it remind you that the grind isn't wasted time. It's the forge of your potential. Next, celebrate the process, not just the outcome. At the end of each day, reflect on one small win: a problem solved, a skill improved, a step taken. Reward yourself with a quiet nod, a moment of pride. This rewires your mind to value the journey, and when exhaustion hits, rest, but don't quit. Take a short break, then return to your anvil. Consistency doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence. So, change your lens. See the grind as your proving ground. Embrace its weight and let it carve you into something unstoppable. As the embers of the forge glow dim, let's gather the lessons of the weight of the strike. You've walked with a writer whose pen became a blade, sharpened by daily defiance of rejection. You've climbed with a student whose steady steps turned a mountain of struggle into a monument of mastery. You've stood in the heat of philosophical truth, understanding that the grind is not a curse, but a crucible. And you've armed yourself with practical tools to wield consistency like a hammer. The key takeaway burns clear: repeated effort, no matter how heavy, forges unbreakable strength. Every strike matters. Every day you show up tempers your resolve, shapes your dreams, and carves your path to victory. As we move forward in this journey of consistency is power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever, carry this fire with you. Let it fuel your next steps, your next battles. The forge awaits, and so does your next strike. Never forget the weight of your effort. It's the very thing that will make you unbreakable. Strike daily, forge your strength, win forever. Picture yourself on the edge of a jagged cliff, the wind howling like a beast, the sky bruised with storm clouds ready to unleash their fury. Below, the ocean roars, clawing at the rock with relentless hunger. And there you stand, not as a fragile speck, but as a lone tree, roots dug deep into the stone, branches unbowed, leaves trembling yet unbroken. This is your life in the face of chaos, doubt, and setbacks. This is where resilience is born. In the grand journey of consistency is power. Keep going. Stay sharp. Win forever. This moment, this storm, is your proving ground. You don't just survive here. You thrive. You don't just endure. You stand firm. Feel the gale against your skin. Hear the thunder's challenge. Will you bend, or will you root yourself deeper? Let's walk this cliff together, through the tempest of hardship, and uncover the power of unwavering resolve. Your strength is not in avoiding the storm, it's in becoming the tree that defies it. Imagine you've poured your soul into a dream, a small bakery on a quiet street corner. Every dawn, you knead dough with hands that ache from years of labor, and every night, you tally numbers that refuse to add up. The world outside is a storm of its own. Bills pile like dark clouds. Customers dwindle as competitors loom, and whispers of doubt creep in like cold rain through cracked windows. Give up, they hiss. This isn't worth it. Your savings are a thinning thread, and the weight of failure feels like a boulder on your chest. But you pause. You remember why you started, not for instant glory, but for the quiet joy of seeing a child's face light up over a warm pastry, for building something that's yours, brick by brick. So, you adapt. You slash costs, barter with suppliers, and start a modest online delivery to reach beyond your street. You don't abandon your vision. You reshape it, like a tree bending its branches to withstand the gale. Months crawl by, and the storm doesn't let up, yet neither do you. One day, a local blog mentions your resilience, your unique recipes born from grit. Orders trickle, then surge. That boulder on your chest lifts, not because the struggle vanished, but because you stood firm, like the lone tree on the cliff. Your roots, your consistency, held you against the chaos. The lesson is raw and real. Setbacks are not your end. They're the wind that tests how deep you've planted yourself. Dig in. Hold on. Your dawn is coming. Now see yourself as an athlete, a runner whose legs once carved through tracks like lightning slicing the sky. But one misstep, one cruel twist of fate, and an injury shatters your rhythm. The pain is sharp, not just in your body, but in your spirit. Doctors mutter timelines. Friends offer pitying nods. The storm of doubt crashes over you. You'll never be the same. Days turn to weeks on the sidelines, watching others sprint past the dreams you once chased. Your body screams to quit, to rest forever. But deep within, a quiet ember glows. Your resolve, your reason. You started running not for medals, but for the fire of pushing past limits, for proving to yourself what's possible. So, you rebuild. You start with small, agonizing steps, each one a battle against despair. You train through gritted teeth, icing swollen joints at midnight, waking before dawn to stretch muscles that protest. Consistency becomes your anchor. Every slow lap, every painful stretch, a root sinking deeper into the cliff of your will. Months bleed into a year, and though the injury lingers like a shadow, your stride returns, steadier, wiser. At a local race, you cross the finish line, not first, but unbroken. The crowd's roar is nothing compared to the quiet victory in your chest. Like that lone tree, you stood through the storm, not by avoiding pain, but by enduring it with relentless focus. The truth burns clear. Resilience isn't about being untouched by hardship. It's about training your roots to grip tighter when the winds howl fiercest. Step back for a moment and gaze at the cliff where that lone tree stands. See how the storms have not destroyed it, but shaped it. Its trunk gnarled and twisted, yet stronger for every blow it's taken. This is you in the raw theater of life. Doubt, setbacks, external chaos. They are not your enemies, they are your sculptors. They chip away at the weak parts, the fleeting distractions, leaving only the core of who you are meant to be. Why do you fear the wind? Why do you curse the rain? These are the forces that teach you to stand taller, to sink your roots into unyielding stone. Pain is not a wall, it's a hammer, forging your will into something unbreakable. Think on this. How many times have you mistaken a storm for your ruin when it was merely clearing the path? Chaos strips away illusion, revealing what truly matters: your vision, your grit, your quiet promise to keep going. Like a river carving through a mountain, consistency in the face of hardship doesn't just endure, it creates. It turns obstacles into stepping stones, doubt into fuel. You are not a victim of the tempest, you are its student. So, when the next gale rises, don't flinch, don't hide. Stand as the tree does, defiant, rooted, alive. Let the storm sculpt you. Your strength is not in calm waters, but in the wild, untamed waves that dare you to rise. Look closer at that tree on the cliff. Its roots don't just cling to the surface, they burrow through cracks, seeking hidden soil, defying the barren rock. This is the essence of resilience, going deeper when the world above offers nothing. Fear will tell you to uproot, to flee the storm for softer ground. Doubt will whisper that your efforts are futile, that the chaos is too vast. But what if your greatest power lies beneath the surface, in the unseen resolve you've built day by day? What if every struggle is an invitation to sink your roots further, to anchor yourself beyond what fear can touch? Consistency is your root system, weaving through the stone of hardship, finding strength where none seems to exist. It's not loud or flashy. It's silent, steady, relentless. When external chaos, be it loss, criticism, or failure, strikes like lightning, it's these roots that hold you. They are built not in moments of ease, but in the quiet choice to show up again and again, even when the sky darkens. You are not a leaf, tossed by every breeze. You are the tree, rooted against the storm, drawing life from the very struggles meant to break you. So, dig deeper. Let fear roar above. Your foundation lies below, unshaken, growing. The storm will pass, but your resolve will stand forever. When doubt crashes over you like a tidal wave, threatening to uproot your dreams, don't let it sweep you away. Pause, breathe. Ground yourself with a simple, powerful act. Write down one reason you started this journey. Maybe it's the vision of your business thriving, or the memory of crossing a finish line, or simply the refusal to let hardship define you. Hold that reason like a root-gripping stone. Read it aloud. Let it anchor you against the storm of second-guessing. Then, take one small step forward, send that email, make that call, do that rep. Action, even tiny, is defiance against doubt. Next, build a shield of routine. Chaos thrives on disruption, but consistency is your counterstrike. Set a non-negotiable. 5 minutes of planning each morning, a nightly review of what you've done. These are your roots, steadying you when the winds of uncertainty howl. If setbacks strike, don't spiral. Assess. Ask, what can I control right now? Focus there. A missed sail isn't the end, it's data. A sore muscle isn't defeat, it's a signal to adapt. Turn storms into lessons. You're not just surviving, you're learning to stand firmer. Keep this practice alive, and doubt will find no foothold. You are the tree, unyielding, growing stronger with every gust. Setbacks and external chaos will test you, but they don't have to shatter you. When the storm hits, be it financial strain or a personal blow, don't freeze in despair. Stand tall and pivot. First, strip your situation to its core. What's essential to your vision? If you're a business owner drowning in debt, maybe it's not the fancy storefront, but the product itself. If you're an athlete sidelined by injury, maybe it's not speed, but endurance you rebuild first. Focus on that core and let go of the rest for now. Like a tree shedding weak branches to survive the wind, sacrifice the trivial to protect the vital. Then we're going to seek one actionable shift. Test a new approach. Market online instead of in person. Train with lighter weights to rebuild strength. Measure the result, not in days, but in weeks. Consistency and adaptation is your power. Don't demand perfection, demand progress. Keep a log of these shifts, no matter how small. Seeing your adjustments stack up is proof you're not breaking. You're bending, growing, enduring. The storm may rage, but you're learning its patterns, weaving your roots around its fury. Stay sharp, keep moving. Your resilience isn't in standing still, it's in standing smart. As the storm's roar fade, you remain, rooted, unbroken, a lone tree on the cliff of your life. In this chapter of Consistency is Power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. You've seen how resilience is not a gift, but a choice. Through the small business owner's quiet fight and the athlete's grueling comeback, through reflections on storms as sculptors and roots deeper than fear, you've learned that doubt, setbacks, and chaos are not your end. They are your forge. The key lesson burns bright. Resilience is consistency and defiance, the power to stand firm when everything urges you to fall. You've armed yourself with tools to weather doubt and adapt without breaking. These are your roots, sinking deeper with every challenge you face. Now carry this truth forward. The next stretch of your journey awaits with new tempests and steeper cliffs. But you are ready. You are not a fleeting shadow in the wind. You are the tree that endures, the force that grows through every trial. Stand tall. Let the storms come. You will not just survive, you will tower. Root deeper, stand stronger, defy the storm. Picture yourself at the helm of a weathered ship, surrounded by an endless shroud of fog. The horizon is gone, swallowed by uncertainty, and the sea beneath you churns with hidden threats. Your hands grip the wheel, knuckles white, as doubt creeps in. Where are you going? Can you trust the compass in your trembling hands? This, right here, is the crucible of your journey. In the heart of the unknown, when the path is veiled and the destination unclear, consistency becomes your North Star. Welcome to the battle of focus, the art of steering through the fog. In this chapter of Consistency is Power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. We dive into the raw, unyielding truth. Clarity isn't given, it's forged through relentless commitment. You don't need to see the shore to know it's there. You just need to keep moving, one steady turn of the wheel at a time. Feel the weight of this moment. You're not lost, you're learning to navigate. Are you ready to trust the process, even when the mist thickens? Imagine yourself as a career professional, mid-30s, sitting at a desk cluttered with half-finished projects. You've been in this field for a decade, marketing, let's say, and somewhere along the way, the spark dimmed. The promotions you chased slipped through your fingers, and now younger colleagues surge past you, wielding new tools and jargon you barely grasp. Every morning, you stare at your inbox, a sea of demands, and wonder, am I even in the right place? The path you once saw so clearly, success, recognition, mastery, has vanished into a haze. You feel like a captain without a map, adrift in a storm of self-doubt. Quitting seems easier. A new career, a fresh start, why not? But one day you pause. You remember why you started. The thrill of crafting a campaign that moved people. The quiet pride of solving a problem no one else could. That fire still flickers, doesn't it? Instead of abandoning ship, you decide to steer through the fog. You commit to small, daily acts of growth. Each morning, you spend 30 minutes learning a new skill. Digital analytics, perhaps. You read one article, watch one tutorial, take one note. It feels insignificant, like turning the wheel an inch in a vast ocean. Weeks pass, and the fog doesn't lift, but something shifts. A client notices your fresh insight. A manager asks for your input on a trend you've studied. Slowly, the mist thins. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You didn't need a clear horizon to move forward. You needed the courage to trust each tiny adjustment of the helm. The lesson burns bright. Consistency even in the smallest doses, carves a path through the unknown. You're not lost. You're navigating. Now picture yourself as a parent, juggling a life that feels like a ship caught in a relentless gale. 2 kids under 10, a full-time job, bills stacking up like waves threatening to capsize you. Your days are a blur of diaper changes, school runs, and overtime hours. Once, you had dreams, writing a book, running a marathon, or simply rediscovering who you are beyond mom or dad. But now those aspirations are buried under laundry and exhaustion. The fog of responsibility obscures everything. When do you even start? How do you find time when every hour is claimed? Yet, in a quiet moment, maybe at 2 a.m., when the house finally sleeps, you feel a pull. You're more than this chaos. You deserve a piece of yourself back. So, you make a pact, 15 minutes a day, no matter what. Before dawn, while the world is still, you write a paragraph or lace up your sneakers for a quick jog. Some days, the baby wakes early and you miss your window. Other days, exhaustion wins and you collapse instead. But you don't quit. You return the next morning, turning the wheel just a fraction. Months creep by, and those stolen minutes become a lifeline. A chapter emerges. A mile feels easier. The fog of overwhelm hasn't vanished, but you've charted a course through it. Your kids see you pushing, and one day, your youngest asks, "Why do you run every day?" You smile and say, "Because I promised myself I would." The takeaway is undeniable. Consistency isn't about perfect conditions. It's about showing up, even when the seas rage. You steer through the unknown, not with grand gestures, but with stubborn, quiet resolve. Let's sit with this truth for a moment. The unknown isn't a curse, it's your proving ground. Life rarely hands you a polished map with every turn marked in ink. More often, you're a navigator in a fog so thick you can't see your own hands on the wheel. The temptation is to freeze, to wait for clarity before you act. But tell me, how many dreams have you delayed, waiting for the perfect moment? How many voyages have you abandoned because the horizon didn't reveal itself? The secret of consistency is this: motion creates vision. Each step, each turn of the helm, scatters a bit of the mist. You don't need to see the entire journey to take the next move. Think of your life as a vast, untamed ocean. The fog isn't your enemy, it's the canvas on which you paint your resilience. Every sailor worth their salt knows that storms and shadows are part of the voyage. They don't curse the weather, they adjust the sails. So must you. When doubt clouds your mind, remember that consistency is your compass, a tool not of certainty, but of trust. Keep steering. The shore is closer than the fog lets on. Consider the power of the subtle. In a world obsessed with grand leaps and overnight triumphs, we overlook the quiet might of small, steady actions. A navigator doesn't cross an ocean with one dramatic turn of the wheel. They do it with thousands of tiny adjustments, each one seemingly trivial in the moment. So it is with you. When the path is unclear, when you're wading through the fog of indecision or overwhelm, it's not the massive overhaul that saves you. It's the daily choice to keep going. Picture a river carving through stone. It doesn't shatter the rock in a single day. It wears it down, drop by drop, until a canyon emerges. What if your greatest victories are hidden in the mundane? What if every unnoticed effort, every early morning, every extra page read, every moment you didn't quit, is a turn of the wheel guiding you to port? Consistency isn't loud. It doesn't demand applause. It's the silent strength that builds empires while others sleep. In the fog of the unknown, don't seek a spotlight. Seek the next small turn. That's where your power lies. When the fog of uncertainty descends and you feel adrift, don't flinch. You can steer through this, but you need a method to anchor your focus. First, pause. Take a breath and name the chaos, whether it's a career slump or a personal struggle. Naming it strips away its power to paralyze you. Next, choose one small, tangible action tied to your goal. If you're lost in your profession, commit to learning one new skill for 10 minutes a day. If life's demands bury you, carve out 5 minutes for reflection or exercise. Make it so small it's impossible to skip. Then, track it. Use a notebook or an app to mark each day you show up. Seeing those check marks builds momentum, a visual reminder that you're moving, even if the horizon is hidden. Finally, or when doubt creeps in, and it will, ask yourself, what's the cost of stopping now? Let the answer fuel you. Consistency isn't about speed. It's about refusing to stand still. You're not just surviving the fog, you're mastering it, one deliberate step at a time. Clarity doesn't come from the outside, it's cultivated within. To stay the course when the path is unclear, build an inner compass, a set of guiding principles that keep you steady. Start by defining your why. Why do you push forward? Is it for your family, your legacy, or the person you're becoming? Write it down and revisit it daily, especially when the fog thickens. Next, set a rhythm, not a race. Pick a consistent time or trigger for your efforts. Maybe it's right after coffee or before bed, and tie your action to it. This habit becomes your rudder, steering you even when motivation wanes. Lastly, limit distractions. The fog of life is often thickened by noise, social media, endless opinions, comparison. Guard your focus like a captain guards their ship. Turn off notifications for an hour. Say no to tasks that pull you off course. Each choice sharpens your direction. Remember, the unknown isn't a wall, it's a challenge to trust your own bearings. Build that compass. Steer with purpose. As we close this chapter on steering through the unknown, let the lessons sink deep into your bones. Focus and clarity aren't gifts bestowed by a clear sky. They're forged in the fog of uncertainty. You've walked with a career professional who rediscovered their path through daily grit. You've stood with a parent who reclaimed their dreams and stolen sacred minutes. You've reflected on the navigator's burden and the silent strength of small turns. The takeaway is unshakable. Consistency is your power to stay the course, even when the horizon hides. You don't need to see the destination to know it exists. You just need to trust each turn of the wheel, each step forward, each day you refuse to quit. As we prepare to journey onward, carry this truth into the next challenge. The fog will always return, but so will your resolve. Keep navigating, keep sharpening, keep winning. Steer steady. The fog fears your persistence. Picture this: a weathered stone mason, hands calloused and steady, places a single brick upon a growing wall under the unrelenting sun. It's not the first brick, nor the last, but it's his. Each one, laid with quiet intent, builds something greater than himself, a structure to outlast time. You too, stand at the base of your own monument, holding the bricks of your daily efforts. Will you stack them with purpose, or let them scatter in the wind? In this journey of consistency as power, keep going, stay sharp, win forever. We celebrate the monumental impact of consistency. It's not about the grand gestures, but the small, deliberate acts that forge an enduring legacy. Feel the weight of that brick in your hands. This is your moment to build, to commit, to create something that echoes through generations. Let's uncover the power of lifelong dedication, brick by brick, until your legacy stands unshakable. Imagine an elderly mentor named Elias, his face etched with the lines of decades, sitting on a weathered porch as the sun dips low. His hands, once strong and nimble, now tremble slightly as he recounts a life of quiet dedication. You sit before him, eager for wisdom, as he speaks of his youth, a time when he was just another dreamer in a small town, working as a teacher with little fanfare. Day after day, he showed up for students who barely noticed his effort. He graded papers late into the night, crafted lessons with care, and offered a kind word to those who faltered. There were no accolades, no standing ovations. Often, he wondered if his work mattered at all. The temptation to quit gnawed at him during long, thankless years. Why persist when the impact felt so invisible? But Elias kept going. He stacked his bricks. Each lesson, each moment of patience, each act of belief in a child's potential. Decades later, as he sits with you, a former student returns, now a successful doctor. "You believed in me when I didn't," the man says, voice thick with gratitude. Then another comes, and another. Engineers, artists, parents, all shaped by Elias's unwavering presence. His legacy isn't in a trophy or a title, but in the lives he built, one quiet day at a time. Like a stone mason, his every effort formed a wall of influence, unseen in the moment, but towering in time. The lesson burns clear. Consistency isn't loud, but its echo is eternal. Your small acts today, though they feel insignificant, are crafting a monument others will one day marvel at. Keep stacking. Your legacy depends on it. Now picture Mara, a community leader in a struggling neighborhood where hope often feels like a distant star. She's not a politician or a celebrity, just a woman who saw broken streets and fractured spirits and refused to look away. For years, she's been the one knocking on doors, organizing cleanups, and sitting through endless meetings to secure resources. Her efforts go unnoticed by most. Neighbors grumble about slow progress. Some mock her persistence as naive. There are nights she collapses into bed, doubting if her work will ever matter. The weight of disappointment presses hard. Why keep pushing when change feels so far off? Yet Mara rises each morning, laying her bricks of effort. She plants a community garden, one plot at a time. She mentors youth, one conversation at a time. She fights for safer streets, one petition at a time. Years pass, and slowly, the neighborhood transforms. Children who once roamed aimlessly now tend the garden with pride. Families gather in spaces once littered with despair. At a community event, an elder grips Mara's hand, tears in her eyes. "You gave us back our home." Mara's work, once invisible, now stands as a fortress of renewal. Like a mason's wall, her consistency turns small, persistent acts into a legacy of transformation. The truth hits you. Every brick you place, no matter how unnoticed, builds something greater. Within the struggle of consistency is power. Mara's story reminds you that enduring commitment reshapes the world. Don't stop. Your wall is rising. Pause and consider this. What if your life's work is like a cathedral carved from stone, built not in a day but across a lifetime? A stone mason doesn't see the finished spire when he lays the first brick. He trusts the blueprint, the process, the slow stacking of effort upon effort. So it is with you. In the grind of daily consistency, you rarely glimpse the grandeur of what you're creating. The world may not cheer your small victories, showing up when you're tired, pushing forward when doubt creeps in, choosing to act when giving up feels easier. But each choice is a brick, mortared by your resolve, forming a structure of lasting impact. How often do you dismiss your progress because it doesn't shine immediately? How many times have you undervalued the quiet power of showing up, day after day? Consistency isn't a sprint, it's a slow forge, heating and shaping your character into something unbreakable. Think of the mason's hands, scarred, steady, unrelenting. They don't build for applause, but for permanence. Your life, too, is a cathedral in progress. Every habit you maintain, every promise you keep to yourself, every step forward despite the storm, these are the stones that will stand when all else fades. Within consistency is power. Keep going, stay sharp, win forever. Remember this, the monumental impact of consistency lies in its silence. Build anyway. Your legacy isn't for today's eyes, but for tomorrow's awe. Let's go deeper. Imagine a river, unassuming at first glance, winding through a vast landscape. It doesn't roar with the fury of a storm or crash like a tidal wave. Yet, over centuries, its gentle, persistent flow carves through mountains, shaping valleys where none existed. You are that river. Your daily efforts, those small, steady actions, may seem trivial against the towering challenges of life. But consistency wields a power that force alone cannot match. It erodes doubt, reshapes obstacles, and creates paths where none seem possible. Have you ever stopped to wonder what you could achieve if you refused to divert your flow? What mountains could you carve through if you kept moving, day by day, without faltering? The stonemason's brick is your river's current. Each act of persistence, no matter how small, adds to the force that transforms. In the arena of consistency is power. We often crave instant results, but true victory belongs to those who endure. The river doesn't question its pace, it simply flows. So must you. Let your commitment be relentless, your focus unwavering. Over time, your quiet dedication will sculpt a legacy as enduring as any mountain range. Keep flowing. The world will bear the mark of your persistence. When the weight of life presses down and consistency feels like a burden, stop, breathe. Remember the stonemason's craft. Your legacy isn't built in a single heroic leap, but in the daily stacking of bricks. Here's how to keep going. First, define your wall. What are you building toward? A skill, a relationship, a dream? Write it down. Make it tangible. Each morning, ask yourself, what is one brick I can lay today? It might be a 10-minute workout, a kind word, or a single page written. Small? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. Second, track your progress. Keep a simple log. Mark each day you show up. Seeing those marks grow fuels your fire. Third, when doubt whispers, "This isn't enough," counter it. Speak aloud. Every brick counts. Let that truth anchor you. Finally, surround yourself with others who build. Friends, mentors, communities who value persistence over flash. Their presence reminds you that you're not alone in this craft. Consistency is your power. Stack with intent and watch your wall rise, unyielding, through any storm. Your consistency is a rhythm, a heartbeat that sustains your progress. Protect it. Life will throw distractions, urgent demands, fleeting temptations, sudden crises. They'll urge you to abandon your bricks, to let your wall crumble. Don't. Here's your shield. First, set boundaries. Carve out non-negotiable time for your priorities, whether it's an hour for learning or a moment for reflection. Guard it like a mason guards his tools. Second, anticipate setbacks. When they hit, don't spiral. Pause. Ask, what's one small step I can take right now? Even a single brick keeps the momentum alive. Third, rest with purpose. Consistency doesn't mean grinding without pause. It means pacing yourself to endure. Take breaks, but let them recharge, not derail your focus. Finally, revisit your why. Why are you building this wall? Write it somewhere visible. Let it pull you back when you stray. Your rhythm is your strength, and consistency is power. Keep going. Stay sharp. Win forever. Guard it fiercely, and your legacy will stand as a testament to your unwavering beat. As we close this chapter on the legacy of the brick, let the truth settle deep within you. Consistency is the quiet architect of monumental impact. Every small effort, every day you choose to show up, stacks a brick in the wall of your legacy. Elias, the mentor, and Mara, the community leader, remind us that the world may not see your work in the moment, but time reveals its power. Your life's cathedral, your river-carved valleys, they're being shaped right now through your persistent hands. The key lesson of this journey, takeaway, burns bright. What you build with consistency endures beyond your years. As we move forward, carry this fire into the next stretch of your path, ready to sharpen your resolve and win forever. Let the stonemason spirit guide you. Place your brick today and every day after with unshakable purpose. Build brick by brick, your legacy will stand forever.